He gave us fire and was chained for eternity. Long, long ago, when the world was young and the gods ruled over everything, humans lived in darkness and cold. The great god Zeus, king of the gods, had forbidden fire from mortals. Without fire, humans suffered. They could not cook their food, warm their homes, or protect themselves from wild beasts. Nights were long and frightening, filled with the howls of unseen creatures. But there was one who looked upon the suffering of humanity and could not bear it. His name was Prometheus, a Titan who had fought alongside Zeus in the great war against the older gods. Unlike the other gods, Prometheus had a kind heart. He cared for humans, the little creatures of clay who struggled to survive. He watched them shivering in the cold, eating raw meat and living in fear. And so, he made a decision that would change everything. One quiet night, when the gods were feasting on Mount Olympus and paying no attention to the world below, Prometheus crept into the halls of the gods. He knew where the sacred fire was kept, the flame that only the gods were allowed to possess. With a hollow reed, he stole a spark of this divine fire and carried it down to the earth. He knelt beside the first human village and placed the spark into dry wood. The flame grew, spreading warmth and light for the first time in human history. The people gathered around it in wonder. They felt its heat, saw its glow, and understood that this was a gift beyond measure. Prometheus taught them how to use fire, how to cook meat so it was safe to eat, how to harden tools in its heat, how to keep wild animals away with torches. For the first time, humans were no longer helpless. They could shape their world. But Zeus, high on his golden throne, saw the glow of fire in the human villages and grew furious. No god had dared to defy his command. He demanded to know who had betrayed him. When he learned it was Prometheus, his rage was unstoppable. Prometheus had not only broken the law of the gods, he had made humans stronger, and Zeus feared what they might become. The king of the gods ordered his servants, the mighty Hephaestus and the cruel Kratos, to capture Prometheus. They dragged him to the tallest, coldest mountain in the world, a place of endless wind and snow. There, they bound him with unbreakable chains, forged by Hephaestus himself. Zeus then sent a great eagle, a monstrous bird with claws like knives, to punish Prometheus every day. Each morning, the eagle would come and tear open his flesh, feasting on his liver. And because Prometheus was immortal, his body would heal each night, only for the torment to begin again at dawn. For centuries, Prometheus hung there, suffering in silence. The wind howled around him, the cold bit deep into his bones, and the eagle returned day after day. But even in his agony, he did not regret what he had done. He had given humans the gift of fire, the gift of knowledge, and with it, the power to shape their own destiny. And so, as the years passed, humans remembered Prometheus. They told stories of the Titan who had suffered for them, who had dared to stand against the gods so that they might live better lives. They honored him in their hearts, knowing that every flame in their hearths, every torch in the night, was a reminder of his sacrifice. Prometheus' punishment was meant to last forever. But in the end, even the will of Zeus could not hold eternity. Many years later, a hero would come, a man named Heracles, strong and brave, who would see the suffering of Prometheus and set him free. But that is another tale for another night. For now, remember this: fire is more than warmth, more than light. It is the spark of courage, the defiance against darkness, the will to live even when the world is cruel. And that is the gift Prometheus gave us, even as he was chained for eternity. The end.